Little hard. Okay. We will begin by taking public testimony, if we have any. I do not have any testifiers here. Do we have any at Kohala?
Aloha, Chair O'Hara. I have no testifiers for this committee.
Thank you. And in Pahoa? Is Pahoa on?
Aloha, Chair. I have one testifier for your committee.
Okay, thank you. And you have 3 minutes, and please state your name.
I am Maya Dolina representing Aloha Animal Advocates. And basically, I have some questions. My first question is for the Cyanotech representative as to what their animal control management plan is. I would like to understand, other than the endangered species, 2 species of birds located at the wastewater plant, I would like to know what other species are on that location, which species are targeted for control or eradication, and what is the method that will be used for controlling that species and eradication. And just a couple of concerns regarding my question is that whatever species is going to be controlled, I would like to understand that I would like everyone to really understand that there are humane methods of doing this, and that we need to make sure that whatever methods are used does not cause secondary problems or unintended consequences, such as some of the proposed suggestions in other projects of using rat poison to kill rats, whereas that could get into the food chain of other species. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If there are questions about the resolution as we move forward, just for everyone's information. So, Clerk, could you please read in Resolution 250-17?
Resolution 250-17 authorizes the Director of Finance to enter into a right of entry agreement with Cyanotech Corporation to allow access to the Kealakehe wastewater treatment plant for the habitat conservation of Hawaiian stilts and Hawaiian coots. Would allow for a 3-year access agreement with Cyanotech Corporation so that it may perform predator control as an effort to support the recovery of these endangered water birds, introduced by Ms. Eoff.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Ms.
Move to
Eoff.
approve Resolution
Second.
250.
Okay, it was moved by Ms. Eoff and seconded by Mr. Richards. Ms. Eoff, do you want to speak to this first?
We do have Communication 382.1, which is a letter from biologist Scott Waddington, who explains their methods of predator control. But if environmental management is available in Hilo, I would ask them to come to the table and give us an explanation, please.
Will do. Diana's coming up. Our Deputy Director of Environmental Management is here.
Good morning. Diane Noda, Deputy Director, Department of Environmental Management. Scott Waddington, who is with Ho'omaluo LLC, is a contractor who would be working for Cyanotech Corporation to do the predator control for Cyanotech's mitigation of their habitat plan at our wastewater facility, Kealakehe wastewater treatment plant. So his letter, that is that Communication 382.1, explains that the 3 predators that he would be working to control would be the mongoose, cats, and cattle egrets. And so he has a 3-pronged approach to remove predators such as a mongoose. Would be 1, traps mounted inside plywood boxes built to manufacturer's specifications, and that the animals caught in the traps would be taken to the Hawaii Humane Society and euthanized. And cats caught in the trap would be euthanized if they are deemed unadoptable. The second part is to deploy have-a-heart live traps to catch any cats if they are observed on the site. And then as in the past, taken to the Hawaii Humane Society. As far as the cattle egrets, Mr. Waddington had let me know that that's a recent but big problem. Like sometimes there's like 80 or 100 that come and nest, to sleep there, basically. And so he proposes to be there at dawn when there's no one else except maybe one of our county workers to open the gate. And he proposes to utilize a pre-charged pneumatic air gun, which is nearly silent, has an adjustable velocity, and he says because it uses air, it has no restrictions on its use or carrying it, and cattle egret removal would begin before sunrise. If there are any persons either inside or outside the fence line, then he would not use this. He also did inform me that he has gone through the DLNR training, and he has a license to carry a gun, even though it's not required for this air gun. So that's what he sets forth in his written communication.
Thank you. And Ms. Eoff, you have the floor.
No, I'll yield at this time. I just wanted that on the record. But for the most part, cats are controlled through the Have a Heart live traps and are taken to the Humane Society. And they mention in this communication that has been their method in the past as well.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else who has questions for Ms. Noda from here? Okay. Ms. Ruggles.
Thank you. Will there be any poison used?
Not that Mr. Waddington has mentioned to me, and not that that's set forth in his letter, so I don't believe so, although I didn't ask him that specifically. I can, if that would, and can relay the information to the committee if you'd like to know that. Certainly.
Yeah, I think that was a concern, is if there will be poison used, how will the impact of other animals consuming the poison be mitigated?
Okay, I can find that out. I mean, I can confirm that.
What exactly does the air gun do?
Scares them off is my understanding. I had a very limited conversation. He was just enumerating these things, so I didn't ask him for the specifics. But I know he did explain that the cattle egrets, when they come, they eat the endangered birds' eggs.
Does the department have a program, or has the department had a program before for these mitigation efforts to control these these predators?
My understanding from our wastewater division is that initially the state was taking care of the predator control. I believe about a year ago had then delegated that responsibility to our wastewater division, and so our wastewater division has been doing it since then. I should also point out Scott Waddington has a contract with our department, and he actually goes onto our Kealakehe site already to count the Hawaiian birds. And so for a short time last fall, he was voluntarily assisting with the predator control. But right now, primarily, it's the responsibility of our division workers at that site.
Okay, so this will kind of formalize that agreement with what did you say? Was his name Scott?
Scott Waddington, he's a biologist
Okay.
who submitted the letter. He actually would be contracted by Cyanotech Corporation to do the predator control. And Cyanotech Corporation will be paying Mr. Waddington to do the predator control as part of Cyanotech's habitat plan. They just...
Okay, and currently, go right ahead, sorry.
No, Cyanotech wishes to do this on our county Kealakehe property because, as his letter sets out, about 75 or 80% of all water birds found in West Hawaii are at the county Kealakehe site.
And the places that they're nesting these endangered species obviously are in these ponds. What do you call them? The
Lagoons. I'm not sure if that's what I call them. Yeah, the shallow area surrounding the lagoons.
Has there been any talk of maybe making a separate area specifically for these birds so that they're not nesting in our, wastewater lagoons?
I am not aware of any discussions on that, but
Okay.
I'll jot it down.
Thanks. I'm just trying to see, it kind of seems, I don't know, I won't go there, but
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kanuha. Anyone else over in Kona wanting to speak? Raise your hand or shout if so. Okay, Mr. Richards.
Thank you, Chair. I hope that was a good form of communication. Yeah, I'll just comment real quickly on this. As we as a county, as we as a state pay more attention to our endangered species, mitigation of predators for them, especially for our ground nesting birds, I mean, that's going to be a problem. And I hear what Mr. Kanuha was saying about location that these birds choose, but that is their choosing. And I think we just have to be mindful of that when we make our decisions. So we'll be looking for more management of our predators when it comes to these endangered species. So thank you. I yield.
All right. Anyone else from council wanting to speak to this issue? Ms. Noda, my concerns, I have some technical questions, and I don't know that you're the person to direct them to. And so this will come before the full council if approved at this meeting. And it would be really great if Mr. Waddington could appear before us at the council meeting, because there are some technical questions relating to A, the location, and B, you have two alternative ways of dealing with feral cats that are spelled out in this presentation. And one is more acceptable than the other. So I want to know exactly what we're approving as we move forward with this. And I think those questions are best directed at Mr. or perhaps Dr. Waddington. So perhaps that he can appear when it comes before council.
Okay, I'll make that request.
I appreciate it. Meantime, hearing no other, or seeing no other discussion on this, can I call for a vote? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Okay, clerk, that appears to be 9 ayes. I think everyone is there in Kona.
That is correct.
All right, thank you very much. With that, can I have a motion to adjourn? Okay, it's been moved by Ms. Ruckles and seconded by Ms. Leloy. And all in favor, please say aye. All right, no opposed? Okay, we are adjourned, and it is 10:35. Thank you.